Hey everyone, this is the Astro Oracle for today. It does happen to be November 24th. However, whenever you see this message is perfect. Take what resonates. If it applies to your life, you'll feel it and you'll know there's something there for you. So what I rolled this morning, I have to say first, is shockingly exactly what's in my chart right now. It's the second house. It's the planet of Saturn. And it's the sign of Pisces. Let's break that down and then I'll put it all together for you to decide how it might apply to your life in a useful way. The second house is, for one thing, money, finances. It's what we value. It's what grounds us into reality, our safety, our security, and even our own self-worth. So if you think about all of those things, they're all related. I feel safe and secure in my house, and I feel safe and secure in my own being by having self-worth. Money might not be what I value, but I can exchange it for what I value. And money has worth, just like I have worth. And money can provide safety and security. So really, all of these topics are tangled together. That's why typically if we have an issue with one thing, for example, self-worth, it could be really hard to bring in money or to hold on to it because we don't value ourselves enough to hold value in things outside of ourselves. So that's the topics of the second house. Now, what's the planet Saturn representing? Saturn is the disciplinary, the structure, the boundaries, the diligence, and the building of something bigger than ourselves, working towards something over time with excellence and diligence. And lastly, the sign of Pisces is a little bit opposite of Saturn, which wants structure. Pisces is no structure, no boundary. Everything is one, all flow, dreamy. It's about illusions and delusions. It's about the interconnectedness of all things. So I actually do have Pisces in my second house, in my chart. Because I'm an Aquarius rising, that's my first house. And so Pisces is my second house. So just looking at Pisces in the second house, it could mean a lack of boundaries with money. So with Saturn there, and Saturn actually is in the end degrees of Pisces right now. So for me, this really is, I do have Saturn in Pisces in my second house right now. And I've already been contemplating this. And what do I interpret it as? It could be a number of things. And so one of them could be simply managing your finances better. What structures do I have in place? Do you have in place? Perhaps it's asking you to make a budget. It's a great time of the year to print out or just view on your screen everything you spent this year and categorize it and pop it in a spreadsheet. I know how old school that is. My dad would be so proud that I'm saying this. That's one thing it could be asking us to do, which is to take a hard look at the way that we spend our money and find out what we value. If we're spending so much in food and so much in clothes, but not very much in self-development, well, apparently we value those things. And if that doesn't align with what I actually value, it's awesome to take a look at it and to make adjustments, especially before we end this calendar year and move into the next one. So Saturn could be asking us to put boundaries where typically we don't have them around things like our money. Another thing this could be asking is to strengthen our own internal self-worth. So having Pisces in the second house of personal worth could mean that you have a tough time separating yourself from others. So you might tie your value to others, to what others reflect to you, to what they feel about you, to if you are connected to others. I can completely identify with this because it is what I have in my chart. So Saturn is asking me specifically to find more value in myself and to create some structure through which that Pisces energy can flow. I'm still designed to be very, very flowy when it comes to money. Bring it in, let it go, and not put too much weight on it. But that water needs a cup and a container to be in, or it spills everywhere. So if this roll of the die is asking us to put structure into how we value ourselves, then how can we do that? We can set new routines for ourselves. We can have a daily devotion to our own energy practices. Consistency and competency lead to confidence. Pisces is also the connection to the realms that we don't see and spirituality. So with Saturn there, what are your routine, Saturn, spiritual practices, Pisces, that make you feel whole and complete and satisfied with yourself and content. That's our self-worth in the second house. What makes you feel safe, secure, grounded before you start your day? I've always struggled with this, and Saturn is asking me to devote to myself. And the more that I form that bond in my own self-worth space with connection to spirit, the more I'm going to feel confident, competent, grounded, and ready to go out in my day, which is wild that for so long I haven't had a practice like that. But we're all on our own journey. So even if this is not something that you have in your chart, which most likely it's not, I hope that you can find something here that says, let me put some structure in my money. Let me create some sense of a budget or a boundary so that I don't have to think about it as much, because I love to give freely and be creative with my money and how I bring my gifts to the world. But if I just give myself a little bit of structure, I won't have to worry that I'm doing too much or not enough. Thank you so much for listening. I'd absolutely love to do an astrology reading for you on your birth chart. I also offer readings for children's charts to the parent. And of course, I offer synastry, aka two people looking at their charts together to see how people relate. All of that is on my website. The link is in the bio. Have a beautiful day.